low self-worth. So now you ask me, like, how is low self-worth in my chart? Interesting. It is. Where I can see it in different placements. So if someone comes and has this, like I have a hard time believing that I deserve, I don't feel that I am worthy of, or like this type of questions, and then of course this blocks the entire all other life, right? Because if you are like, oh, I'm not sure that I am worthy, and I see that people are better than me, or but I see my shadow and my patterns, and I have this and I have that. So when we have this, and of course low self-worth then is tied to low self-esteem, and sometimes depending on the levels, there is a level that is very much into like, I'm not caring so much about myself and my body, and I'm very detached. But this is another story. So usually this pattern of low self-worth comes from Scorpio, okay? So people that have Scorpio placements and strong Scorpio in their chart many times have this low self-worth. Why? Because Scorpio is the shadow archetype. Scorpio is also the shaman archetype. So it's also the one that has the power to transform. It's also the one that has the power to alchemize. But what happens is that through this Scorpio energy, which is very powerful, very intense, very magnetic, also very sexual energy, many times during our lives, and especially, let's say, until we are aware, we did things that we are not proud of. So these things can be different things. I'm not going to be talking about specifically what things, but things that then you are not so proud of. So what happens by not being proud of is that there is shame, is that there is guilt, is that there is fear, is that there is trauma, okay? So then, of course, tied to all of this comes this feeling of not being worthy, of not deserving, of feeling less, or because I did all these things in the past, like it's like a luggage that you carry and it's still with you, and you are like, yeah, so it's heavy. And then if it's heavy, it blocks other things. So then this creates a loop, and this is the loop. So whenever there is strong Scorpio in someone's chart, comes this power, but this power many times is hidden behind the fear, behind the shame, behind the guilt. So there is a necessary work of self-acceptance, of this, like becoming worthy, merecimento in Portuguese. So to be worthy. Então é um trabalho de merecimento que precisa de ser feito. Aí, quando se tem esta energia de escorpião. Por isso, se vens com essa carga do escorpião, pá, é preciso alquimizar. É preciso transformar. Está lá o poder, está lá a bagagem, está lá muita matéria, está lá muito ouro. O escorpião também fala muito desta história do ouro. Mas é preciso transmutar, é preciso alquimizar. So there is an alchemical process that needs to happen. And then, once you do the alchemy, yes, you are ready. Now, of course, different Scorpio energies can have different, let's say, attract different types of situations. But yes, Scorpio placements in general, like either Moon, Venus, Mars, Ascendant, Sun, can carry this luggage of low self-worth. Also because Scorpios, they see the shadows. So they can read energy very well. They are very good detectives. And by reading so well the shadows, by knowing so well also their own shadows, they can get stuck in that negative perspective. In that negative, when I mean like in the like, oh, but I am this, or oh, I've done that, and like, oh, contraction. So it's always tending to see the dark side of things and being programmed to see the dark side of things, and sometimes not seeing the luminous side, like the happy, like focusing on worst case scenarios because you know the worst case scenarios, and this doesn't allow you to then enjoy whatever is present and doesn't allow you to enjoy the magic of life, like the beauty of life. And it's there for you to enjoy. So anyways, we all have Scorpio in a part of our chart. So in that area of your life, you can have this low self-worth, and it's a place where you need to do alchemy, okay? And then there is a generation, of my generation is Pluto in Scorpio. So we have that help. Pluto in Scorpio kind of comes to help us because Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. So it already has like a... I love it already has a container for this death transformation to happen. So when we have this Pluto in Scorpio, we are already dragging the tough stuff so that then we can purge it, so that then we can alchemize it. So no wonder that people with the Pluto in Scorpio are so attracted to do inner work, because they feel that they have this heavy luggage that they need to purify, that they need to cleanse. Other people that don't have Pluto in Scorpio can also be attracted to this purification alchemical process, but it's more likely if they have Scorpio placements. So someone that has only like Scorpio in the area of their chart that they have Scorpio, it's hard, I would say harder, that they are so much attracted to go do inner work, because life can flow a little bit lighter. So unless there is strong 8th house placements that are also related to Scorpio, the attraction to go deep into the shadows will not be as big. But people that have Pluto in Scorpio or any other Scorpio placements, they are called, they need to do the inner work. Especially if you have strong Scorpio placements, this thing of low self-worth is so strong that you really need to go work on your shadows. You really need to go do the shadow work and to address what is there on an energetic level that is blocking your life on a physical level. Because many times these are things that you are not aware of. They are so subtle, and yeah, they are hidden because it's Scorpio, it's dark. Imagine like a cave, it's dark, you don't see, you know something is there, so you need to be brave to go into the cave to see whatever. Okay. But at the same time, on the other side, after going into that dive, you will find magic. Like it's gold, it's pure gold. So once you dare to dive, and by diving, it can be done in so many different ways, but to dive deep into yourself, to go beyond the, I'm already figured out, and go there and check and do this soul searching somehow, connect deeper, you'll find gold. But it's also like the onion, so we'll be taking layers and layers and layers, and sometimes you think, okay, I'm done, and then something else comes and you are not done, and it's still time to go there. And yes, you must be available to do it. Another thing that is very important, Scorpio placements. Okay, I'm talking mostly to Scorpio placements. All 8th house placements will also relate. Strong Pluto will also relate. It is that it can become addictive. So when we have this Scorpio, strong Scorpio energy, we want to feel. We want intense things. That's why sex and sometimes drugs, like these things are exciting. So happens also when first in let's say an unconscious stage, you can go a lot into drugs, alcohol, like addiction to sex, addictions basically, because it's a compulsive pattern. Okay, it's you want to feel the thrill. Then once you become conscious, so to say, you start doing the inner work. Some people go into ayahuasca. Why? Because they feel a lot. Of course, it's fantastic. You will feel, But then what happens is that they become addicted. So again, the addiction is there. It's not just drugs or alcohol, it's plants or it's deep experiences. So the big thing in here, it's where we say you must integrate the Taurus, which is the opposite of the Scorpio, meaning you must learn to be in the pause. You must learn about the integration process. So the moment where nothing is really like, you are not feeling that intense emotion, you are just sitting still and enjoying the flowers. That's, my friends, that's the shift. Because if you are just going on the, I need more work, I need to go on another journey and another journey because I need to purge this and I need to clear this and I need to break free from this low self-worth and I have to do it now, fast. That's the thing of the Scorpio. It's the intense, it wants it all right now. And that's not how it works, because then you are creating more trauma. So the big healing comes when you learn also to go slow, to know that less is more. Less is more. That's such a big one. So yes, this will make a lot of difference. Less is more, integrating Taurus. Taurus is self-love. So Taurus in its light, let's say, represents nature, represents the simplicity of nature, like how abundant it is, and that abundance exists inside of us. So it's when we integrate this archetype of beauty, we start taking good care of ourselves, of our bodies, nurturing our existence, and taking good care and not rushing and taking things slow, respecting the cycles of life. And of course you can do work still, but what I meant is like that intensity, like jumping on heads all the time. This will be even stronger for people that have Aries and Scorpio together, because Aries is also let's jump, and with Scorpio, let's jump. So like it's strong. And believe me, I'm saying this out of experience as well. I have Venus in Scorpio, Ascendant in Aries, so yeah. So this is it for today. Follow, subscribe, like, share this video with your Scorpio friends that might need to hear it. And I'll see you soon.